Hello and welcome. I kind of feel awkward here, so I'm going to tilt this up. You're probably wondering why the video/audio quality is really bad. It sounds like a Skype call. That's because I'm on my laptop. I don't have my camera with me, but I have to film this to finish off this whole thing. So what is this thing that you're about to see? Well, let me explain. So I've been studying a lot lately. Because I'm in school, you gotta study. A lot of people like to study while listening to music, and so do I. But the music that I listen to normally is very distracting and very exciting. I jam out. So I need some soft music as background noise to not distract me from studying. I chose classical music because, as the old saying goes,
leading experts say Mozart makes babies smarter.
and I definitely agree. Well, the idea backfired on me. As I listened to music, I just sat there imagining things in my head, like a movie with that music as the script. And it didn't help me study because I was beginning to imagine these things and not think about what I was doing, so I stopped listening to it, and I just studied in silence. But when I finished studying, I went back and listened to the music, and I tried to write down what I was thinking. I used the beat of the music as the bones, and the imagination that I had formed as the meat of the sequence that you're about to see here. So now, after seeing this sequence, I'm going to talk about what I think about what I was doing and why I did it. The first thing is that the sequence didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. That's probably because the only preparation I did is to write down what I was thinking, and a lot of times I was thinking very vague and foggy things. What I would have done instead is to draw out the sequence. The reason why I didn't do that, which this is called storyboarding by the way, is because I'm not a very good artist, and so I thought maybe my drawings would be a little more vague than my ideas, right? They'd just be foggy and I wouldn't be able to interpret them. But sometimes I think in pictures rather than words, which is why translating that, the thoughts into words, that came out as foggy. I'm having a hard time doing all this right now, So another issue that I had were the ideas that I was thinking of, right? The ideas that I could clearly think of were almost impossible for me to film in a weekend. Here's one of the cool ideas that I thought I could do because I was like, oh, this is going to be so cool, this video is going to be great, but I couldn't actually do it. It would be two motorcycles driving forward, two people sitting on the motorcycles with their arms pointing inwards, and they're holding a firework, right? And the firework is lit. You've got the sparks coming out, right? It's all flashy. And then they part ways after a few seconds, and they go this way. There's a fork in the road, and they go, and then when they get down the forks, they release the fireworks, and they blow up, right? That would have been really cool, but I can't do that because I don't own two motorcycles. I can't buy fireworks in October, and a bunch of other things that, Okay. The final thing is the meaning of all this. Whenever I was imagining the idea of the movie, I didn't actually think of the meaning behind it. I thought it would be a very expressive thing. You're just listening to the music, and this is the flow of the music or whatever. But as I kind of went along and edited it and started filming, I realized that you could kind of interpret it in different ways. Due to my foggy ideas, I had to improvise when filming, which created a different thing than I originally intended, so you can actually, you can interpret it in different ways. So, okay, that's a mouthful, that's a lot to comprehend. I'm documenting all this to talk about what I was thinking when I was doing all of this, and what I'm thinking afterwards, and, I'm sorry, I wrote this script with the voice thing, and there's a lot of extra words that are just tripping me up. So, I'm going to get, so I did this, to think of tips and tricks for my future self, to, think of, remember when I did this? This is what I did wrong there, do something different later. So, the one thing I took away from all this, and you could too, is that whenever you're thinking of something, like a movie or anything, conceive the idea in your mind and make it specific, right? Get a clear, firm foundation, and then the rest of it will be amazing. That's all I've got.
Total control. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
And I definitely agree.